I'm thinking about advertisements when you watch television. They don't usually show rich people on yachts. They usually show families snuggling into the couch together. So I don't think this is a situation like the magazines and the girls getting anorexia back in the 80s and the 90s, or Instagram and, manipulating you in a negative way today. I feel like the media actually knows to prize relationships and the hearth and coziness and so on. Not news media, but you know what I'm saying? So we must be doing it. We, in the school system, in the home, we must be sending our children in America, because not every country's like this, the message that money is something to idolize.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as part of our culture, it's very easy for that to happen. And the biggest problem is that we have less and less of a culture that creates the good values. I mean, some people, I mean, they'll say, oh, the problem is capitalism. The problem is the free enterprise system. Well, capitalism is an accelerant for materialism because it's so good at creating material prosperity, to be sure, but it's not capitalism's fault. I mean, it's not your car's fault that you drove drunk. I mean, the problem is that you did the wrong thing. And when we have the love in our lives, when we form the families, when we have a right relationship with our spiritual lives, when we have real friends, not just deal friends, then we're going to have the basis on which we can layer on an economic system, when we can go out to work, when we can search for our daily bread, but it won't occupy us as the be all and end all. Then our brains can't lie to us quite so much by saying there's an emptiness in me. How am I going to fill it? Oh, I don't know. I'll make some more money. I know I'll try to get more internet followers, more followers on Twitter. Then I'll finally feel good. That's run, and never get there.
So it's interesting. I've talked before about the would-be Hollywood stars who move to Hollywood in hopes of becoming famous, rich, famous, glamorous, thinking this will solve. I mean, a lot of the folks who choose that as their profession have an emptiness inside, and they're seeking to fill it. And they think that those things will fill it. That if you have the life of a Tom Cruise, everything will be great. And this is why we see so much unhappiness from this crowd, because It doesn't fill it. They learn the hard way. It fills nothing. It's something to do. It doesn't fill the voids who make up who you are. But you're saying,
no, that's absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
But it's not just the Hollywood folks. It can be all of us. It can be the tech giant. It can be the news anchor. It can be the truck driver pursuing these false idols. It could be more money or the next promotion or just a little bit more work to make you feel a little bit better, a little bit harder working than the next guy. I don't know if you'd say it's pointless, but it certainly doesn't lead to happiness.
You're absolutely right. And furthermore, it actually leads to unhappiness because you're distracting yourself from the things that matter. So here's the right way to think about it. Your brain wants you to chase 4 things. I talked about them before. And what you need to do is for your heart and your mind to reorient you to 4 different things. So, and these are the habits of people who are really, really happy. These are the things that are completely in our control. So the 4 idols are, as I mentioned before, money, power, pleasure, and honor, or fame, or prestige. Okay, now those things are not bad, but they're really destructive when they are the end, when they are the intrinsic thing that we're seeking, as opposed to being instrumental. So money can help you support your family. Power is something that you can use for great good if you're a virtuous person. Pleasure leavens, heavy days for sure, and can be part of it's an element of satisfaction. And fame, the admiration of other people. I mean, look how you're using the fact that you're admired and you have a lot of prestige. You're using it to lift people up, Megyn. That's really meritorious. But if the fame per se becomes the goal, then it becomes a huge problem. You will be miserable. This is what we need to do. And this is the best thing about being human. You don't have to just live in your lizard brain. You don't have to live according to your impulses and your desires and your attachments. You don't have to, like my dog, Chucho, he just lives according to what's next, right? But I can do better than that. I can say, aha, money, power, pleasure, honor. Those things are manipulating me. Here are the big 4. Here are the things that all happy people have in abundance and balance. They have faith and family and friendship and work that in which they feel like they're earning their success and they're serving other people. Now, faith, by that, I don't mean my faith. I recommend it. But the truth is anything that gets you out of the rhythm of focusing exclusively on yourself, my money, my job, my possession, my car, it's so boring. You got to get the big view on things, the big wisdom on things. When you're really interested in the bigger picture, as the Dalai Lama says, remember, joy comes when you remember that you're a 1 in 7 billion, is what he says. It's not that you're insignificant. It's just that you're part of something much bigger than yourself, which is interesting. Family life, friendship, work that serves other people, faith, family, friends, and work. That's your good four. Every time you feel tempted, actually reorient yourself in this direction, and you will find your happiness rising remarkably.
You want people to be conscious about how they approach all of this. You should sit down and say, all right, how am I going to spend my week? And how did I spend today? Did I make time for my kids? Did I make time for my friends? And you can't necessarily do it every day. I understand that's how things go, but too many days will go by and too many weeks will go by, and then months and years of you not nurturing those things, which hurts those people and yourself without that conscious commitment to doing so.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the unexamined life, as Socrates says, is not worth living. And I don't know if it's not worth living, but I do know that the unexamined life is only through sheer luck going to lead you to happiness. You know, the truth is we all can. I'm not going to say everybody can be perfectly happy, but we all can be a lot happier by doing the work. And doing the work means thinking about your habits. That's the number one thing. Habits are way more important than goals. People are always like, I got to have good goals. I got to have a bucket list. Wrong. You need good habits every single day. And that means doing an inventory at the end of your day. Exactly. This is what I do every night. And I say, did I serve my faith? You know, did I say my prayers? Did I do the things that I need to do to cultivate my spiritual life? Did I spend time thinking about and serving my family life? You know, and not just my immediate family, my adult children and my wife. And I do that for sure. But did I do enough of that? Did I actually serve my family in the right way? The third is like, am I cultivating my friendships? Like, I mean, it's like we all have really busy lives. It's very easy, especially for people in their 50s, to have all deal friends, no real friends. But real friends take time. They actually take work. That's the reason you can't have more than 5 to 7 really close friends, because it's just too time consuming. But you got to have some, and more than just your spouse. It's very important, and you got to cultivate those friendships. And finally, you say, did my work truly serve other people? Do I believe that I lifted people up with my work? Now, sometimes it's easy. I mean, people are writing to you all day long for sure, saying, Megyn, I loved your show. You really helped me. I see life in a new way. Other people might be very indirect. Let's say you're a bank deregulator or something like that. But you can, with a little bit of serious thought, think about how you can serve other people. Do your inventory about your faith, family, friends, and work at the end of the day, and watch your satisfaction start to grow.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.